right. Hey, everyone. It is Coach Tonya Wells coming to you with a first interview in a very long time. And I'm really excited about today. Today, we're all going to learn together a little bit more about Community Bridge. And Community Bridge is a nonprofit organization here in the Charleston, West Virginia area. And I have two special guests with me today that are going to help us share and cast the vision of Community Bridge. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Tonya Wells, and I am a part and learning as well as you about Community Bridge. I have waited for quite a while to really find a nonprofit organization that I could put my whole heart into. And this is one of them. So I'm really looking forward to us learning today more of how we can connect and be a part of this vision. Let me introduce to you my co-host today, Robin Welch. Hold on one second, Robin. I will bring you on. Hi, Robin.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Robin, we were trying to say, okay, well, who am I in this, and I was thinking, you really are starting to become this helping spread the word, and I think of public relations, and I'm sure it can be more than that too as things unfold and evolve. But can you share with us real briefly how you came to connect with Community Bridge and what you see what you would like to do here?
It was definitely divine intervention. I showed up at Kings River Church one Sunday morning when they were having their annual picnic and spoke to people, and they learned what I could do, and they started using me right away, which that's what I wanted. The church where I could help, and Community Bridge is such a blessing. It's touched some of the bases of things that I have done in the past. I've worked with homeless veterans. I had a children's clothing store, used children's clothing store, where I helped clothe children who were in foster care and whose homes have burned down. And so this is just right up my alley.
It sounds like it really is, so it's just bringing all of this together and just relocated, right? Where now you're in the hills of West Virginia.
Yes.
Wow. Well, it's wonderful to have you, and I'm glad you're going to be assisting me and just really drawing out with Pastor Chris some of the things that we're going to learn today and about Community Bridge.
I'm really excited to share this. It is really exciting what's going on. So
wonderful. It's good to have you. And so I'm going to bring on, welcome, Pastor Chris Kimbro of Kings River Ministries. And, you're going to have the platform pretty much today. So, but I just want to welcome you here because I know that at least what you have communicated to me, Community Bridge is so much more. Matter of fact, the vision is so much bigger than a four walls within a church. Would that be?
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
so welcome. I appreciate you coming on and really sharing the vision with us today. So it's good to have you here.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. This is wonderful.
Yes. Well, it's good. So I've got us all three right here at the moment. And I don't know, Robin, I know you had some questions for Pastor Chris. Would you like to start, or did you want me to start with the beginning of all of this?
Actually, I think Pastor Chris just telling the story is a great place to start because he tells it so well. And there's so much going on. And I think that we can let him tell the story, and then we can kind of go from there and ask him questions, or maybe have him expand upon some of the things that we're doing.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Pastor Chris, I am going to turn it over to you. Would you share with us, oh my goodness, how in the world did Community Bridge start, and what is it?
It was absolutely amazing how this happened. No one saw this coming. There is not a single one person, one church, or one group that could have put this together, made it happen. It was really a divine God thing that has occurred in this community. We actually started out in 2019. I had a group of people approach me that were reaching out to homeless people in St. Albans, and they were working with a church in Huntington. And the church in Huntington shared with them, they said, you really need a local church to help give covering to this. And so they met with me, and we just really started dreaming about what we could do to make a difference in our community. And out of that meeting, I really felt a strong sense that we were not going to make this about Kings River, because one church in the community cannot fix the homeless problem. What needed to happen was all the churches in our community coming together as a whole to really make a difference. And so we put it underneath Community Bridge. Now, everyone in the room asked me that day, they said, well, what is Community Bridge? It's actually an organization that was put in place by a group of churches 15 years ago in the St. Albans area. If you remember, if you live in around the St. Albans area and you remember backpack giveaways that used to take place on the Kmart parking lot, that was all done under Community Bridge. And it was a group of churches that came together, not about our church names, not about our banners or our titles, but we simply came together to love the community. So that happened for several years, and then everything just kind of died out, stalled out, and I never closed the bank account or any of the stuff we had put in place legally. And so when they came to me, I said, let's put it under Community Bridge and let's invite the whole community to be a part of it. And out of that, we started doing incredible things through Tent City. We had people that we helped get in rehab. We reunited them with their families. We helped some of them get jobs. Great things were happening.
I want to pause you. Can I just pause you just for a moment? I want to pause you because you and I know what Tent City is, but our listeners may not even have an idea or a frame of reference of what Tent City is. Can you?
Okay, sure. Tent City is actually, it's a kind of like an encampment in the St. Albans area where there are several people that live homeless there. Okay. They have makeshift shelters, and we were going in and just basically loving on them, ministering to them, and trying to help them is what we're doing.
Okay.
But in the process of that, well, as the rest of the world knows, COVID happened. When COVID happened, of course, that changed the dynamic of how we were going into that area to be able to do it. So everything kind of paused there. But in the meantime, we're in this pandemic and everything is shut down. But we had people that had brought in some clothing, and they said, we notice you're connected to several families that are fostering children. We want to give you these clothes. And if it'll help them, you can give it to them. So we heard about this concept called a foster closet. Had never heard this term before. And so some people said, well, hey, let's come together. Let's take these clothing and let's form a foster closet. Mm-hmm. We decided again, okay, look, the need is great. One church can't be the answer. So let's put it under Community Bridge and invite the whole community to be a part of this. So what we did was we said, well, we got to have a place to start. So we took a closet in the back of Kings River Worship Center, and we took a 435 square foot room, and we said, we'll make this the foster closet. Little did we know what was about to happen to us. So we put in this 435 square foot closet, and we started putting the word out. We started sharing it with churches. We contacted DHHR and different foster agencies and told them what we had. And we said, if you have someone that has a child placement and they need stuff, send them our way. If we've got it, they can have it. We just want to bless them. Mm-hmm. So we started doing that. We decided, let's give it a phone line. We dedicated a phone line to it to start taking referral calls. We opened it up the third Saturday of the month from like 11 to 2 and told all the agencies, if you have families in need, just send them our way, and they can come in that day. They don't have to call ahead, and we'll work with them. Tonya, we knew we were in trouble the first Saturday that we did this because in that room, in the middle of the floor, we had 3 items that were the big items, as we called them. We had 1 stroller, 1 bumbo seat, and 1 little kid bouncy seat. Mm-hmm. And we had families that walked in that needed those items. And they gave them away, and they were going, oh, we gave away the big stuff. Before we left, a woman came over the hill, and she had never been to this church before. She had heard what Community Bridge was doing,
Mhm.
and she said, I work with daycares in the area, and I brought some donations I just want to give you. She backed her truck up to the door, and Tanya, in the back of her truck, she had two bumbo seats, two strollers, and two trolleys. And somebody said, if we give it away, it comes back double. And I said, we are in trouble.
Oh no, I
And
hear
we
Robin
it
laughing on this too, so I'm going to bring her
it
in on this.
happened.
Yes.
Oh, it happened. Oh,
Oh wow.
expanding it. And well, and Tanya, I'll just fast forward you through last year. That resource, that foster closet opened January 1 of last year.
Hmm.
And we just watched things happen through the year. We started connecting with schools to help any kid beyond the foster system now. Let's help all children in need.
Hmm.
So we started sending schools, send us any students in need. By the end of last year, we had helped 340 people, and we thought, oh, wow, this is so amazing. Well, in the meantime, it had expanded to two more double rooms, and it started taking over hallways as donations continue to come in. So it's incredible. Uh, so if I fast forward it to this year, um, in February, the congregation of Kings River said, we really see God using this. And so our
Hmm.
congregation decided to take a step of faith towards Community Bridge.
Hmm.
And we gave a portion of our land in front of our building, and we borrowed the money to put up an 8,000 square foot facility just to dedicate to this.
Wow. I'll tell you what, if you want, we can even go to a couple of slides that will show that
Sure.
building. So let me let me this first one we're going to take a look at is this is when we had the framework up and there's
Yes.
one door standing. But I
Yeah.
love the story of how even the building came to be. And I don't know if what you are at liberty to share with that, but you share anything you want to share about how. So we're just to kind of backtrack just for a moment. So we started with one room at the church to start what we thought
Yes.
was going to be a foster closet, and that just exploded during COVID season. This
Yes.
all this explodes, and we're like, so I know we have overflows in the hallway in the sanctuary, which I absolutely love, by the way. And but we needed a building, and so this scene is the framework and one door standing right now in
Yeah.
this. So if you want to paint a picture of how we got here.
Sure. Yeah. If you're coming, if you're get off exit 44, the St. Albans exit, or if you turn in St. Albans onto 817, and you pass Miracle Acres or come the other direction, Red Line Diner, when you come up on that bridge, if you look over, you will be able to see the building. You can see it directly from 817, looking off to of the bridge. Um, but we borrowed the money to put up the shell of this building, and it was an incredible step of faith. The facility, what you're looking at there, that what that's going to house is it's going to have warehouse space in it. It'll have the resource center. It will have classrooms that we already have recovery programs meeting. We have two recovery programs that meet weekly that will be using the building. It will have a kitchen in it, two offices, a prayer room, and we just cannot wait to get this open for the community to be able to enjoy and use. One of the things is we already have Children's Home Society using our facility for many of their events. Well, they'll be able to use this building as well. We have DHHR has been using our building for foster training classes. I can't wait until they can have a key to that building and be able to have foster training classes right there on site. So it is going to be a center for the community in multiple ways.
I just absolutely I love that because it is a huge step of faith, for our body, and
Yes.
that is for sure.
Yes.
And here, as we unpack this a little bit more, our listeners are going to get an opportunity to see what kind of organizations are a part of this, and
Oh,
as
yes.
we get toward the latter part of this also, we're going to give voice to how they can become a part from the range of volunteering to financial and ways that we can pull this together because it is a community thing. And
Yes.
it's a community need. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that right now as the draw of the resources that are coming in. So,
Yeah, and I don't think we really knew how big this was going to get too.
Oh
If you
no.
want to maybe tell them about the homeless situation within the schools, that's
Oh
really
yes.
interesting.
Oh, we after we distributed letters to the school systems to give out we gave them to every teacher and administrator in around 39 Kanawha and Putnam County schools. And I received a phone call. I received a phone call in February after we had taken a step of faith for this building. I received a phone call from an office um, in the Kanawha County school system, and this lady introduces herself, and she says that she is over the homeless office of Kanawha County Schools. I did not even know this position existed. And she started sharing with us the hundreds of students that they have in Kanawha County schools that are categorized as homeless every year and the immense need that they have. And she said, "Hey, I'm just calling to see if you guys are for real." And I shared the story with her, and I told her, I said, "Look, I said we are a group of multiple churches and organizations, and I said we have a heart for our community and we want to make a difference. And I said we know that you can't give us private information on a lot of this. And I said we just want you to know we're here and we'll help with any needs we can." And so she gave us a situation of a man that had been living homeless in his car with his daughter, and they had helped him get a HUD apartment. And she said, but they're sleeping on the floor. Well, by that point, Tanya, we had so many resources coming in. We were able to take to him a bed, a dresser, a bed for the little girl, lamps, microwave, TV, all this stuff, and we helped set him up. So that the office of Kanawha County Schools, they said, "Hey, we'd like to come meet with you. We need to talk to you. We want to partner together."
mhm.
How this is working, Tanya? We have churches, health clinics, hospitals, sober living homes, church that are all partnering with us. Right now, today, we sit at about 98 other churches and organizations that have
I love
partnered
it.
with Community.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. And and Robin, maybe you can help me with some questions here, of how can we, or maybe even some thoughts around this way. How can we have these organizations, we have people in the community that are connected, but this is growing so fast. I don't know that we're able to communicate the needs, everything from the volunteer work needed to
Yes.
the financial needs that are met. How can we begin to communicate this to those that are our partners as well as those that might listen to this talk together, this interview together?
And that's what we're
Well,
trying to come up with. We're trying to come up with out of the box ways that we can tug on people's heartstrings to see the need that's happening within the area. I mean, we're coming up with lists of things that, I mean, you may not even think of that we need.
oh, yes.
We're not
Mhm.
only just giving them clothing and helping with furniture, but we're also things like soaps and toothbrushes, and the needs go from very small to very big.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the more people that help, the more people that help Community Bridge, it means more people that we can help in the
Absolutely.
communities. So,
Absolutely.
and we just got numbers. What was it? 2,300 people, I think. Maybe you can correct me. Since the beginning of January 1st, 2020, we've helped. And of
Yes.
that 2,300, in August alone, we helped 933.
Yeah,
So it's,
August was unbelievable of what happened in the month of August.
yeah, it, It's incredible. It is really incredible.
Well, and we have a picture from August. And Robin, I'm going to have you move just a little bit more in this way. I don't know if it's my way to the right or left, but I want to bring you into your camera just a little bit more. I don't know if you
Okay.
can see that or not, but
Fine.
there you go. There you go. Yes, because I want everyone to be able to see you there. Let's pull up. You were talking about August, and let's talk about, I know this wasn't the only thing that happened in August, but what we call Bless You Day. What we call Bless You Day. So, Robin, I've got this picture that is showing. Now, we had to move everything indoors because it was a threat of rain that day.
Yes.
I wasn't able to be there, but Robin, share with us what Bless You Day is and what this experience was like. And then, Pastor Chris, if you have anything you want to share on this too.
Well, Bless You Day is what we thought was to go bless the community, those who were in need. Well, it ended up being that we were kind of feeling the blessings ourselves. 9 o'clock in the morning, we were all set to open up the doors to love on people with free clothing, free furniture, free food. And when we opened up the doors, there was a line of people going around the building. It was a lot more than what we had thought. And by the end of the day, we had, I think it was 658 people that came in with bags in hands, filling them with clothing items and household goods, and people walked away with furniture. And we had 44 volunteers that were helping. And if you ask any of them,
Mm-hmm.
say that they were just equally as blessed as the people who were there that we thought we were blessing. So yeah, it was a
Yes.
great.
Wow. Pastor Chris, what was your take? Now you've experienced, of course, several Bless You Days. Do you want to give us a little bit of a snippet of that and maybe even the progression?
Oh,
And
yes. Well, this was our third Bless You Day. The first one they did, I was actually out of town. And I heard how amazing it was, but the second one was the first one I got to experience, and it was in April of this year. And it was incredible. At that one, we had a little over 300 people come, and we thought that was crowded. We thought it was until we get to August, and we have 650 people show up. So we can see the word is
inside, right?
oh yes. Yeah, that picture tells a story right there.
Hmm.
But what's really incredible about it is the amount of other organizations and churches that were here as a part of it. I mean, like we were giving away food. We give
Hmm.
away food, hot dogs, and taco boats that were being given away. And I walked in, and it was amazing to see in the cafe the people doing the food. They were all pretty much from Bamboo Bridge, which is one of our partner organizations. And they were running the food, they were taking care of it, giving it out. It was amazing. But it's not one group.
Hmm.
It's really everybody coming
Hmm.
together. And that's what our community needs. It needs us to come together.
Yeah.
People need to see the churches operating as one body to bless the community. Not about names and titles. It's just about really meeting the need.
Well, and I like what you're saying too. Of that, did you say 96 right now? Of how many people,
Organizations.
organizations that we're in association
Yes.
with? I love how
Yeah.
it is a blend of, yes, different denominations coming together, but also like the DHHR, the recovery groups. Some of them are faith-based, some of them are not.
Right.
They're the CPS. There's just different things. There's different organizations. And I love how we can really bridge that gap. And we never know what the fruit of that is going to be. But everyone's
Right.
heart that's involved is one of love and service to our community. And that
Yes.
that seems to
Yeah,
be that's what brings this all together.
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Robin, you said you might have did you have a couple of questions for Pastor Chris that you would like
Um,
for him to expound on?
well, we haven't touched on some of them.
Okay.
Besides blessing people with goods, we're also doing programs. One of them, and we kind of touched on, was the cooking class. If you want to
Oh
expand
yeah.
on that cooking class.
Yeah, let me pull a picture up. I've got a picture of this too.
Well,
This
yeah.
is might be our, I don't know if it's our first cooking class, but this is
Second
when they
tonight.
Yes,
make
it
the
was.
chicken pot pie. So
Yeah.
share with us, Pastor
Well,
Chris, about that.
okay, I'll be glad to. Well, here's where the cooking classes kind of came into being through our partnerships with other organizations where we are working with so many sober living homes and actually inpatient detox programs. We take referrals from them, and we're able to help those families after they've completed sober living and they're transitioning back into a home. We've helped them with furniture, we've helped them reestablish life, and so we continue to walk with them. And in that, we have several families that had actually gone through the court system where they were able to get custody back of their kids. And if we're really going to be a community and work with them, we help them every step of the way. And so, one thing that we've learned in the last year was there were several families that they were all on food assistance and they had children. And by the end of the month, they were struggling to make ends meet. And we started researching, trying to figure out, okay, well, where's the breakdown? And what our research showed us is that a lot of these families with younger children, they didn't know how to cook.
Hmm.
Some of the second generation users, or they'd never been taught how to cook, and so they're now trying to establish life. And we're going, okay, we have to respond. So we thought, let's put together a cooking class and see what happens. The picture you're looking at was the first one that took place in August, and
Hmm.
learning experience for all of us because none of us had ever done a cooking class before. But the concept is we invite them, they RSVP. We have a simple recipe that gives them the shopping list. It tells them what it costs to purchase it on a budget, say at Aldi. And when they walk in the door, they receive a bag that has all the groceries in it necessary to make it. Like for the chicken pot pie, they walked in and they received a brown paper bag that had everything in it necessary to make it. They all stand around the table, and we have a lady that's loving on these families and teaching them how to make it at the same time. And so they all make their chicken pot pie. They go home with baking directions to cook it the next night. So there they've got an extra meal now. And then we pull one out of the oven and they all get to have dinner together that night. It was a huge success. And actually, our second one will be tonight where they're going to be making peachy almond chicken together.
I love it. I love it. Oh,
Uh,
and what is the recipe tonight? Because that is new to me. What was it?
yeah, peachy almond chicken.
Oh, peachy. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Now, is that one of your famous
Time
recipes,
of
or
year.
is that
It was one of my mother's.
one of your mother's? Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. Wow, I appreciate that. So, we're really you're right, Robin, and you brought that out. It's yes, we're providing tangible resources, and now that I'm thinking about the tangible resources, I want to. I guess I get several sentences started at one time in here. I don't know if you guys ever do,
That's
but I do. So I know where I'm going. Let me just say this real quick in summary, and then Pastor Chris, I want to jump up and take a look at the semi trucks that are now common with Kings
Okay.
River
Well,
parking lot.
before we do that, can we talk about a class that we're starting? I'm really excited about too. It's going to be on October 1st. We're going to have training coming in talking about non-tangibles and
Oh,
just kind of
yes.
loving on the community.
Ah, okay.
We
Yeah, go
we are
ahead.
going to
Yeah.
be doing. Yeah, you want to talk about that class?
Oh, yeah, I can share about that. It's
Yeah.
actually going to be through another one of our partner organizations. It's through the Ezekiel Project, which is it's part of Winfield Methodist Church. And Pastor Chris Scott, he goes around and he does training for Narcan training. And so we met with him and we partnered with him. And our heart is to help this community. And so what he's going to do is we are going to host a Narcan training day. And we're putting the word out in the community. Anyone in the community that wants to be trained for Narcan can come here October 1st from 2 to 3 p.m. In 1 hour, you'll be trained on Narcan, and you will leave with Narcan that you can carry in your purse, put in your car, have at your house, wherever. where if you ever run into a situation where you need that, you will be able to save someone's life.
And you'd be surprised, even if you're not familiar with like the drug community or anything, your life can be touched by the drugs. I mean, you could be walking your dog and he could eat something and you would need Narcan for that. So it's not just because you're in that situation or know somebody that you love and care for in that situation. There's everyone should be carrying some Narcan.
I'm really glad you brought that up, Robin, because I'm sorry that I didn't think, not sorry, but I wish I had thought I could have put that flyer up here as well.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I would imagine this isn't going to be the only Narcan training we'll have
Oh, no.
at Community Bridge. You know, it's a start, and I just love how we're able to offer this. Again, it's another resource, a non-tangible, but yes, a
Yes.
life-saving resource to the community. You know, so we have the cooking classes, we have this, and there's just so much more, and the camaraderie that's happening between these agencies. But Robin, I'm going to come back to you in a minute too. Be thinking if you have other questions for Pastor Chris, but I'm going to hop over real quick to this truck, and there is a familiar scene happening on our parking lot. We've got a fairly large parking lot and a gymnasium in in the back of that parking lot that has taken on quite a different view. And so right now I have a semi being unloaded. That is the picture and the image that our viewers are going to see right now. You want to share with us a little bit about why are there semi trucks at Kings River, and how is that a part of Community
Yes.
Bridge?
Sure. Well, our 435 square foot closet that expanded to other rooms has now, as you just said, has taken over. We can't get that building built fast enough. Because in February of this year, something else occurred too. We heard about an organization that was in Kentucky that helped organizations like us. Another church in the state actually brought us 30 cases of clothing that had been given to them by this place in Kentucky. And so we decided, let's make contact with them and see if they can help Community Bridge. So we made contact. We went through the process and were approved through Christian Appalachian Project. Many people have heard of it. You may have seen it on KET. There have been TV specials about it. And so they approved our application, and they told us to call the next week that they were going to schedule a delivery and they were going to bring us donations. Tonya, we had no idea when we called they were going to bring us a semi. We had our very first semi load of donations. It arrived, I believe it was the first week of March, and we had to unload it in the corner of the sanctuary because we don't have a building yet. And it doesn't look pretty, but it doesn't have to look pretty because it's about loving the community, not making a room look pretty. So we got this semi load of donations. Well, we started going to pick up a load once a month, and our partnership with Christian Appalachian Project continued to grow very rapidly over the last several months. And Tonya, I believe last week we unloaded, I believe it was our 13th full semi load that has been unloaded, plus 5 26-foot box trucks.
Oh my.
Now this is a lot of furniture. Tonya, we've received stuff from the Chicago or Illinois area. We have received stuff from Washington, from Kentucky, and it's all incredible furniture: beds, dressers, couches,
Desks,
nightstands,
chairs.
end tables. Yes, and this has made it possible for us to help get families reestablished. It's opened up so many doors. The families through the school system we've been able to help. The ones through recovery. People who've had experienced house fires.
Yes.
We've been able to give them furniture right away. But the gymnasium is now full of furniture. We've got to hurry up and get a building built and probably a warehouse after that just to be able to get the community gym available for Kings River again.
Yeah, we're already outgrowing that 8,000 square foot building that's not even completed yet.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
These are all great problems to have.
Yes.
You know, it really is, and I don't think any of us would doubt in any way, shape, or form that this is God's heart, you know,
Yes.
and that it's stretching us as it's causing us to grow and stretch individually as well as corporately and as a community to be able to really close our eyes to the perceived needs and trust, just like everything has been unfolding up until this point, that the things that we might not be able to see right now with our natural eye doesn't mean the resources are not there. It's
Right.
continuing to trust and walk this out, and this is one of the reasons we want to cast the vision. You know, Scripture tells us that when we cast the vision, other people can run with it. And that's one of the reasons I really wanted to have this interview so that we can begin to start casting the vision because I truly believe it will resonate with the hearts of others. And it may resonate with a heart that's not even in our community, but they're saying, you know what, I want to sow into that. I want to invest into that. And and so there's going to be so many ways that people can contribute to our community, I believe, through Community Bridge. And Pastor
Yeah,
Chris,
Tanya,
and
you,
no, either one go first. But I saw both Robin and Pastor Chris say so.
yeah.
So, Pastor Chris,
Well,
you had your kind of finger up first. Go there, and then we'll hit Robin.
I just wanted to share this. What you said was just perfect. How you shared about the to see the vision of what it is. So I thought I haven't even shared in this interview about what the picture and what the vision of the bridge really is.
Hmm.
So let me describe to you what this bridge means and what it represents. It is a two-way bridge. We
Okay.
use the symbol of a bridge because, okay, in our community we have multiple churches, okay, and a church is where you belong and it's like your home church. But a bridge symbolizes movement. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
bridge is somewhere where you don't live. It's where you travel or where you go to. You're traveling from one destination to another.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a two-way bridge. And the goal of this bridge is to love people in our community out of their circumstances and out of their situation by whatever means necessary. If that is a 12-step program, if that is a cooking class, if that is providing them furniture or providing them needed resources or food in time of need, it is a bridge where a lot of stuff and product is moving. But it's a two-way bridge, as I said. We're
Mm-hmm.
loving them out of the situation, but it's also a bridge to love people out of our churches and out of our community organizations and love them into the community where the people are and to show them tangible ways that they can make a difference. Because what we've learned is all over this valley, we have churches that are every one of these churches are full of amazing people
Mm-hmm.
that love God and they love their community. But so many times we get stuck inside of our four walls because they feel like they can't relate, they don't have anything to offer, and they're simply scared to
Yeah,
step out.
that's huge
And
right
so
there.
this is a,
Being
yeah,
scared to step out. Mm-hmm.
this is a bridge to say, hey, come with us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you something simple you can do. If you've got the love of God, that's all you need. So let's
Mm-hmm.
just love them into the kingdom of God. It's not letting them into any one church. Whatever church they end up going to, that's irrelevant. Let God do what he wants to. We're just called to love them.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the other part of this bridge. Every bridge has two piers that support the weight of that bridge. There are two key piers in every bridge. This one's the same.
Mm-hmm.
One of the piers is our churches, our faith community coming together as the Word of God calls us to be one body because Kings River can't support the weight of this bridge alone. Kings River and St. Paul Missionary Baptist and River Lawn Presbyterian and Highland Baptist, and I could name off so
Mm-hmm.
many churches that are part of this. It takes us all coming together as one body to support the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And the other peer is really it's our community at large. It is the DHHRs. It's the St. Francis Addiction Healing Center.
Mm-hmm.
It is Alpha Technologies that is supporting us and are helping with the building and providing just incredible things they're doing. It's Ashley Home Store that Ashley Home Store is providing us 40 40 twin beds to give kids in need every year and partnered
Wow.
with us to help the school. So it's all of us. It takes us as an entire community, because this entire community, where most every family has been touched by the opioid epidemic, by children that are living with grandparents or being
Hmm.
fostered. So it's going to take all of us to make a difference.
Yes, it is, and that's what we're seeing. And I want to, at this point, Robin, I'd like to see if we can talk about how can people get involved, and how can they be a part of Community Bridge if this is the first time they're hearing about it, or maybe they're learning more about it. I'd like for you two to talk about that. So I'm going to bring you on together, and then after we do that part, Pastor Chris, I'm going to ask you to share
Yeah.
one of the stories. I think that would be a great way to wrap up today's. And
Okay.
I have the contact information for Community Bridge, and then when I really go to edit this, I'll make sure I put that contact information also in different parts of this interview. But let's talk about how, and Robin, I'm going to turn it over to you and Pastor Chris. Let's talk about how people can get involved and what we need at this point and at this season. And so I'm going to turn it over to you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure people are sitting there thinking, oh, this is great. I don't know. I don't have any skills, or I don't know if there's something that I can do. But you know what? Call us. If you have a heart to help the community, call us. We can find a place for you. There are so many places right now. We need help unloading trucks. We need help buying toothpaste, socks. I mean, from top to bottom, we need people to help pick up items that people are donating. There's a lot that you can do. And if you call us, we can find a place for you. That's for sure.
If also, if Tanya, we may have people that are listening that are part of a church that are hearing about Community Bridge here for the very first time.
Hmm.
And if you say, hey, we would love to be a part of this, maybe you're a nonprofit in the community and you want more information, please give us a call. We'd love to sit down and meet with you. Because where we're helping families, we're also helping the small churches in our community. We've been
Yeah.
resourcing churches with new chairs, tables for classrooms, cleaning products for their churches. Um, if we have it, it's yours. If it's something that can help you, can benefit your church and benefit your area of our community.
Hmm.
That's what this is about. All of us working together. Um, Actually, this morning I was testing out, and I guess this is the first public rollout of this. I wasn't really planning on doing this, but hey, why not? We're growing so fast, we just go with it anyway. We just put in place a few days ago a new texting system that I was sending out some tests on it
Hmm.
this morning, and in the next couple of days, this will be rolling out and going completely live. Where Tanya, maybe I can get you that. We could post it as part of it, possibly.
Okay.
We now have a dedicated phone line through a texting system that you text the word join if you're interested in volunteering, and you text the word join, and it adds you to our list where you will receive a weekly update of days that you could come and volunteer. You just walk in and you can help us out. Or if we have a truck coming.
Hmm.
You were talking about trucks and showing pictures, Tanya. We had one of the trucks I really remember, was we had a semi coming, and we just put the word out to our partners and say, hey,
Hmm.
if you can come help us unload this truck. That day we had 45 people show up to unload that semi, and they were coming from 8 different organizations.
I
It
love
was
it.
beautiful to watch the community come together, and they unloaded that truck in 1 hour. Christian Appalachian Project say that we unload trucks faster than anywhere else. I mean, they show up, and within 1 hour, our trucks unloaded. It's amazing how it works.
I
Uh,
love it. I love it. And one of the listeners that we may not have addressed yet, but I believe will be seeing this, if not today, they're going to be seeing it in the future, is there has to be more business owners like myself that says, you know, this is
yes.
something that I can really get behind. This is something. And so I just want to clarify that Community Bridge is a nonprofit organization, and it is not a church organization. It is a nonprofit organization to where financial contributions, whether it be in a physical form or in a monetary form, it can be a tax deductible for a business owner. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. It is an organization. We're working on the legal structure of that.
Okay.
It's under the structure. Kings River is giving cover to all of it, where this is
Okay.
growing on us so rapidly. Everything, yes, is tax deductible. All
Okay.
contributions that come in.
Yeah.
How it works is kind of the same way if you donate to Goodwill. If you take something to Goodwill, how you get the slip, and you can do that for tax purposes. All monetary donations are tax deductible. We now have an online giving platform set up for Community Bridge
Great.
that will be launching in our next newsletter coming out. It is actually we're in the process now of having our website fleshed out. It's wvcommunitybridge.org. We have that website. But right now, a real great way to find information is by going to Facebook and finding the Community Bridge site on Facebook. We have lots of information available there as well.
Let me just throw that up real quick. We've got Community Bridge. Here you go, guys. Here is the Community Bridge. This is the logo that you want to look for when you go to Facebook and follow the page. Here is also the number that you can dial, 304-727-6991. Leave a message if it's after hours and somebody will get back to you. And let's see, let me come back here. But yeah, wow. Well, I just, like I said, I know that there are people that say, I don't have the time, but I do have financial resource that we can begin to sow into. And I really love that. I wrote this down, the online contribution that's going to be made available. And I'm sure that'll be available through the website and things like that as well. Because what I would love to see,
And
go ahead. No, go ahead.
we're also, it's a Community Bridge is P.O. Box 625,
Okay.
St. Albans. That is the mailing address for it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the zip code is 25177.
Okay. I will put that information as well. But yeah, I would love to see business owners be able to say, I will contribute this on a monthly basis, so that
Yes.
the reserve there, because I know a lot of people are working voluntarily. They're working it as a full-time job, and they have the heart to do so. And I know, Robin, we're also working on securing some grants, or getting our feelers out there. What grants are available? Because there's a lot of money, especially within West Virginia, for recovery, and there's that's such a big part of recovery, or of Community Bridge, is our recovery community
Yeah.
from
Yes.
substance abuse.
Absolutely.
So if you are,
Tanya, we also have on our Facebook page, you'll find a link to our Amazon wish list. We
okay,
have already had some people in the community that go on, and we don't even, if you're listening to this and we have people in the community that are going on and they're ordering things through Amazon and having it direct shipped here as donations to help out. So we always keep an Amazon wish list of items that we're low on that can be
okay.
found there as well.
So there's really multiple ways that people can contribute.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I will do my best. And Robin, you and I will work on this. We'll create some kind of a graphic that will house all these ways, especially once the website is live as well. But we'll have a graphic of how we can connect in these multiple ways. So
Yeah, we're working on the one step at a time project, but you can go there. I think we should have it up soon of how to donate on the website and give you a little bit of an overview of what exactly we're doing and a list of our partners, so that you
okay.
can see that it's just growing exponentially.
And if they wanted to sign up for the newsletter, how would they do that? If they wanted a physical copy of the newsletter?
We are right now posting it on Facebook.
Okay.
We will be putting a link on the website too, where you can sign up for the for the newsletter.
Okay.
But right now, that's a work in process. This is just, everything is moving so quickly that we're having a hard time keeping up with it.
We've got I know the running shoes are on. The running shoes are on. Robin, do you have any last questions before Pastor Chris shares a story with us to wrap up what I believe can be the first of several interviews as we communicate what Community Bridge is all about? But do you have any last questions for Pastor Chris before?
I don't think I have any questions, but I do want to mention that tomorrow, since we're speaking about the heart and what we can do to share our love with the community, is there's actually you are doing a webinar tomorrow, or not a webinar, but a workshop tomorrow on heart conversations. So I just want to give you kind of a plug on that too.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Yes. I was thinking, what's tomorrow? Oh, that's right. It's a workshop that I will be facilitating, and it's a way too that I will be able to give back to the community. This workshop is going to give back to Community Bridge, and if you want to learn more about that, just comment in this feed and let me know, and I'll share with you how you can be a part of that tomorrow. It's going to be a workshop from 9 to 3 at Kings River.
9 to noon.
9 to noon. Did I say 3? I meant to say 3 hours. Exactly. He's like, who's going to be with me till 3? No, I won't even be there. 9 till noon. And I believe that's going to be one or the first of several workshops and trainings that we can have. And it won't be long. We'll be having some of these trainings down in our new building. Yes. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So let's see. Pastor Chris, I know that there are many, because I've heard multiple stories. So I'm going to give, maybe there's something at the tip of your tongue. If not, if you need to take a second, but let's wrap up today with a story of how Community Bridge has transformed somebody's life.
Oh, goodness. There are so many to choose from in that. Okay. Well, I'll tell the story of a woman that we heard about actually through Shirley Temple Housing, a recovery home that is one of our partners.
Okay.
They brought us a lady several months ago that her and her husband, I believe, had completed sober living, and they didn't have anything, and so we were going to help them out with furniture. She had a son, and her son was coming back home with her, and so we started working with them and found out more about their situation of how they had been living prior to being in sober living. And so we worked with them. We set them up with furniture for their house, with beds, and the pictures we got were amazing of her sending pictures and how excited she was about her son having his first bed that was actually his first bed he'd ever had.
Wow.
And I ended up getting calls from 2 other organizations where one of her sober living coaches ended up contacting me and said, I would like to know more about Community Bridge because one of the ladies I work with, you all helped her with furniture. So she ended up bringing us more partners as a result of how we helped her. But she started attending the 12-step, her and her husband. They attended the 12-step. They got into church. We've watched her son be able to go to church camp, participating in cooking classes, and we're just watching amazing things happen in this family. So
wow.
The reward is, it's great to be a part of unloading a truck and to be able to do that and to go set someone's house up. But the real reward is getting to know the people and hear their stories and watch how life changes for them. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. It's about the people that we're being honored and blessed to be able to touch. That we're blessing them, they're blessing us because they're enriching our lives.
Mm-hmm. So true. So true. Everybody's life is being transformed, isn't it?
Yes.
Everybody. Well, Robin, I appreciate you joining me here today. And Pastor Chris, I really appreciate you sharing this. And I'm going to throw up the way, how can you connect with Community Bridge? The 2 quickest ways right now is to, if you are a Facebooker, go to Facebook, look up Community Bridge, follow. There are postings and different things there to keep you connected. Also, you can call this line if you say, hey, I would like to contribute in some way, shape, or form. You can call and someone will get back with you. So let me come back. Guys, thank you again. Thank you again. I appreciate you. And
Thank
I'm
you.
excited about where Community Bridge, how we've grown and what we're growing into. And I think we need to keep our running shoes on.
Yes.
Maybe even get a, we'll probably be flying at some point too. So we probably might already feel that way. But I just really appreciate you. And until next time.
Thank you.
All right.
Until
Thank
next
you.
time. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
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 All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will have more in the upcoming weeks and months about Community Bridge. Stay connected. We're going to be sharing this. If you saw this and you think, I know someone would really like to see this, or, oh my goodness, I had no idea, please share it. Share it with folks. Let them know how they can connect to Community Bridge. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I will see you next time. This is Coach Tonya Wells. Bye-bye.